What's up, everybody? I'm Megan Fox. I write with pgmedia.com. You can check out my columns there every single day. And right now, I want to get back to some and just like that news. So if you have any chores to do, now might be the time to stick in some headphones, get some laundry done, fold something, dust something, do some dishes. I'm just going to read to you from Variety. And just like that, season 2, are Carrie and Samantha still texting? Michael Patrick King reveals first details. Now, folks, I just want to warn you before I start reading this that Michael Patrick King hates us. I just want that to be very clear. He hates you. All of you fans of Sex and the City, Michael Patrick King hates you. Keep that in mind as I read this. A key question about season 2 of And Just Like That. Will Carrie and Samantha still be texting? Yes, answered a gleeful Michael Patrick King, the showrunner of HBO Max series. Because that's just what we want. We want them to ruin the character of Samantha Jones like they've ruined everything else. King and his writer's room have only recently embarked on working on the second season of Sex and the City revival. During an interview in his office at the Warner Brothers lot, though he was hesitant to share much about season 2, King was happy to answer that question definitively. After all, the texting back and forth was the show's inventive way of keeping Samantha on the show after Kim Cattrall says she no longer wants to play Samantha. King also indulged a question about what Carrie and Samantha would have talked about during the finale when they saw each other off screen, having made a plan after Carrie had lovingly dispensed with Big's ashes into the scent. Lovingly? It was like she was dumping a vacuum cleaner over that bridge. And half of it ended up on that awful dress. It's very funny because every single one of the writers has a different version of what happened during that conversation, King said. So I think there was some champagne. I think there was a grown-up back and forth and a love affair. They realized that something's more important than being afraid to heal. What? That doesn't even make sense, Michael. I think there was a grown-up back and forth and a love affair that they realized that something's more important than being afraid to heal? That sentence doesn't make sense. I'm sure they had a great night. To me, they had a great night and things became resolved. Once Carrie let go of an old love, one of her current loves came back in. During the conversation, part of Variety's showrunners sit down with Kate Arthur, presented by FX, King said, and just like that, we'll start production in October, with the aim of streaming on HBO Max in the summer of 2023. Summertime? That's a weird time to stream. Isn't it? That's a strange time to stream. Normally, you put those things out in the fall or winter because people are too busy in the summer to pay attention. Ratings will be lower. As always, the show will use New York as a backdrop. Well, that would be new because the first And Just Like That, you could barely tell it was in New York. Are they going to use green screens again? As King detailed some of the difficulties of hiding pivotal first season plot points from obsessed fans and paparazzi, especially when it came to keeping it secret that Carrie's husband, Big, was going to die in the first episode. The big miracle is that we got the show on the air before anyone knew that Mr. Big died, King said. I mean, that's Herculean. He described going as far as having Noth appear at his own funeral and writing fake eulogies to perform in front of the extras until the actors told him they needed something real to react to during the funeral. So King had a choice to make. He sent half the extras home and kept 75 of them there. I took Sarah Jessica by the hand and we stood up and said, okay, I kept 75 of you because we want you to keep our secret. And this is Mr. Big's funeral. And we've done everything we can to keep it a secret. And it's very important to the show and we would love it. And then, of course, they loved it. Everyone else hated it, but he loved it because he hates you. And then on December 13th, the day after it airs, you can tell everybody you were there and you knew. And they did, King continued, and I think that's respect out of love for Carrie. I really think it's about why would we ruin Carrie's show? I feel like it's their show too. Who wrote this? Look at this sentence. I feel like it's their show too. Wow. Where are the editors at Variety, and why didn't they fix that? Clearly, he didn't say, I feel like it's their show too. He said, I feel like they felt it's their show too, probably. How did that get by an editor at Variety magazine? God, allergies are bad. I'm either having horrible allergies or I've destroyed my throat with all the live streaming. But that can't be. I talk for a living. It can't be. It's got to be allergies. I have a constant pain on the left side of my throat, and I'm having difficulty talking. Can you tell? I sound awful. All right, anyway. I need to go take an allergy pill. King answered all our questions, from what he made of the outsized reaction to Che Diaz, who's coming back, by the way. Lovely. To whether Ivan Hernandez, who played Carrie's new love interest Franklin, will be in season 2. He also played a rapid-fire game about his favorite Sex and the City moments and about why Aiden, Berger, and Alexander Petrovsky were wrong for Carrie and whether we would expect to see any of those actors in the show. And as for whether King is a Carrie, a Charlotte, a Miranda, or a Samantha, Margaret Cho says you get 2. You get a primary zodiac, Sex in the City, and then you get one rising, King said. So I'm a Carrie and a Miranda. What a stupid interview. How come, where's the rest of it? Where are all the answers to the questions that they said they gave? What is this? Is there another one? I don't know. But here's my prediction. Michael Patrick King hates the audience. That's clear. And he doesn't want you to be happy with the show. He loves the drama. He loves the hatred. It gives him a reason for living, I think. And he's going to ruin Samantha Jones. That's what's coming. So when he says that, yes, there's still going to be texting, I actually think he has plans to replace the character. And I think that because that's the worst thing any of us could think of. And so for sure, that's what he's going to do. So whatever your worst fear is for And Just Like That, that's what's going to happen. So I predict that he will replace Samantha Jones with another actress who will be terrible. And then they will proceed to ruin the character of Samantha Jones. But don't worry, folks, because we have decided that Sex and the City ended with the 3rd movie. And whatever this is happening in some weird timeline that we jumped to. But it actually ended with the 3rd movie. These people are not the same people. They're in a different timeline. This is like, remember the Seinfeld episode of the Upside Down World? Upside Down World, where Jerry and George and Kramer were living another life. That's what this is. This is the Upside Down World, And Just Like That. It has nothing to do with Sex and the City, and these characters are just what would have happened to them in a different timeline. So don't fret. We will be there to watch it. I will be there doing it with you. I will be there to recap each episode and make fun of it because it's going to be terrible. I can't wait to hear what writers they've hired for this next iteration. Hopefully they will not be bringing Samantha Irby back, but hey, if they do, it's just going to be more insanity it'll just give me more material to talk about. But definitely look out for the ruining of Samantha Jones. That is coming. I believe they're going to bring her back as a different actress, and then in part to get back at Kim Cattrall, they're going to destroy the character of Samantha Jones in some way. That's my prediction. I also think that this Che Diaz thing is never going away. She's there to stay because it bothers you so much. And Michael Patrick King hates you. So prepare for everything you never wanted to be in season 2. That's what I think. Everything you never wanted. All right, well, I hope you got a few chores done, and I'll talk to you again later. Don't forget to check out the merch store, by the way, because there's lots of fun stuff in there. We've still got the Johnny merchandise. I've got Keep Calm and Sue Everyone, Make Americans Friends Again, and I have new Make Americans Friends Again sweatshirts and hoodies and t-shirts, which you can find in the merch store, which is in the description of the video. Also, we have the Objection Hearsay t-shirts and merch, tons of it. So don't forget to check out the merch store. It helps me because YouTube keeps demonetizing all my videos right off the bat, and it sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? I need to come up with some more and just like that merch. We have the mugs, the wine coolers that say "I survived and just like that" with YouTube group therapy. Check those out. I also have mega pints, all sorts of stuff in there. So I will be back later. I'm sure we'll be doing more live streaming coming up soon. Oh, guess what? Diego Knows, if you guys are watching Diego Knows, who does recaps of Sex and the City and all kinds of other things, has gotten in touch with me about doing a show about serial killers. So we are going to do that soon, hopefully. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be fun. He knows a lot about serial killers. We're both from Chicago. We both know a lot about Gacy. It's going to be fun. So I'll be back here at some time and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.